Hello, my name is Nathan DWARIKA, and this is 19 Words, 19 Works. So off the bat, my book, I decided to make a box for it. Coming from like a video background, like it's very rare that I ever actually have something like tangible or something that I can actually show somebody that they can hold. So I wanted to make it something that I could also put up like in my room as well. So for the book portion of it, all of them are kept separately so they can be shared as well, and each one has their own chapter divider. And pretty much each one has a full sleeve which you can open up and the booklet is inside. So for my signature, my word is revolution, and initially I kind of thought of the word revolution in a sense of like a political context, and it wasn't until actually like breaking down the connotation and denotative meaning of the book which I began to explore maybe revolution in terms of a cycle, and that kind of was what had piqued my interest. So this is just the beginning of it, and the very first image is a still frame of the final animation, since I wanted it to be easy just so someone could quickly open and see what the final would look like before seeing the thought process behind what actually went into the project. So here is where I have the color inspiration. So in Revolution, when I was interested in cycles, and I was really looking into like astronomical cycles of the day, and I wanted to have a color palette that was related somewhat to the day and night cycle, since I feel like light is a very good indicator of the passage of time, which would work into Revolution. So I looked at a lot of work from like James Turrell and how he uses light as a material in his work. But along the way, I also became interested in cycles in the sense of cyclical animations. So there are a few animated GIFs which are kind of popular. There's like an animated Spider-Man GIF, and there's actually a lot of dancing animation GIFs which seem to dance to pretty much any song. And through my research, I was able to find like the scientific reasoning behind why it seems like those animations work with pretty much any song. And what happens is our brain naturally tries to create causality instead of just two random occurring events. So by having images that have a lot of points of interest and motion, our brains will naturally create these patterns between that and the music. So for this page, I also looked back to Edward Muybridge, who is considered like the father of motion picture. And for the full spread, I had the still frame of the second project, which I did after looking into cyclical animations. And I have the steps leading up to it. So I had my friend put on a green screen suit, and I had him dance around. I messed with a lot of the footage, and I began analyzing the frames and looking at which frames have a lot of contrasting motion, so which one part of his body would move upwards, another part would move downwards, or in which he would move his hands forwards and backwards. And in the process of creating a GIF around those actions, I was able to create something that looks like it syncs up to mostly anything. And these are stills of the animations I did, and these are like the analysis of the different frames. So after I made that, I also wanted to explore cyclical animation in a sense where I could share with more than just one viewer at a time. So even though animated GIFs could be shared online, I wanted to use my knowledge of projection mapping to share it to like a physical space where someone else could also see it. And so I got like some foam board, I cut it out, and I pasted it like on my wall. And then I also tested out different patterns of shapes and motion which could pretty much be played during like a party or something. And when the projection mapping is going on, it seems as if it's reacting to the music when it's really just a predetermined animation. And then these are the stills of the final animation with the projection mapping.